Hi everyone, I'm Gungun. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So, I'm going to start a place fix playlist wherein I'm going to invite different people who have cracked the big tech companies. So, you can get all the interview experiences at just one place. So, subscribe to know more. So, here in today's video, we have got Shania who has cracked 6-month internship at Amazon and later got converted to full time. So, let's welcome her. Hi Shania.
Hi everyone, my name is Shanya. So I am a 20. Hi, Gungun. I am a 2025 graduate. I am from NIT Surat, from EC branch, Electronics and Communication. I am right now a software developer at Amazon. I was a 6 month intern from January to June 2025 and then got converted. Uh, yeah, that is about me.
Yeah. So could you just tell us about how did you got into this internship and what was the opportunity you got into too?
Yeah. So basically, as of I remember, in the first or second year of our college, we used to fill all the forms that used to come. Okay. So the form that I filled of Amazon was of Amazon Wow Women in Tech, something
Hmm.
that sort of a form. And in the fourth year, I got a survey link. The survey link asked a simple question: are you up for applying to Amazon? Now, who's not up for applying to Amazon is the question.
Hmm.
So obviously, it came to a lot of people who applied for Amazon Wow. So, as usual, I said, yes, I'm up for applying to any position at Amazon for SD. And I filled it on and then started my journey that has led me to here.
After how many days of filling out that survey you got shortlisted?
Okay, so after filling the survey form, I got a mail that I had an OA after 10 days, like a week of working day or 10 days in general.
Okay. So how was that OA round? Like questions, number of minutes and everything?
Yeah. So the OA round, as I remember, was a 1.5 or something. It consisted of 4 to 5 sections. It was basic CSE fundamentals like DBMS, OOPS, and some DSA questions plus critical thinking questions. These were the four criteria the questions were divided into. It was 1.5 hour round. And after the round, I remember we got a survey link again,
Hmm.
which consisted of some questions that we had to fill about how was the OA.
Hmm.
That was it.
Okay. So you mentioned that you are from the EC branch. So how did you tackle out with the CS fundamentals? Like the subjects you don't usually read into your college, right?
Yeah. Actually, being from ECE, DSA or CSE fundamentals were never included in my syllabus.
Hmm.
But I had this very clear intention of going into tech and being and coding, because from 11th and 12th, as I did some IP information practices or some computer science courses, so I knew that coding was a thing that I was good into or I liked doing. So when I got an EC branch, so people have perception that EC is in the middle of core and non-core, which is
Hmm.
actually true.
Hmm.
So basically, that is up to your hands if you can handle your core and non-core both at the same time. This is what I tried doing, and I guess I successfully did it.
Hmm.
So I started coding from the first year of my college itself. First of all, I started with C language, then
Hmm.
CPP.
Hmm.
Then I had some Python course that was included in my syllabus in
Hmm.
EC. So I learned Python from there. I had never done Java, but in my internship, my full project was based on Java. So I got to learn Java too. So CSE fundamentals was something that I usually did when I was preparing for a round before 1 month or something. So in the
Hmm.
starting of third year, I started doing some CSE fundamentals. But CSE fundamentals are something that you learn, then you forget, then you have to
Hmm.
learn it again. But it's something you have to mug up.
Hmm.
So created uh, I made some notes which I went through like a summary or something before every interview or every OA that I went through.
Hmm.
So yeah, you can always have some links through which you can, summarize all the things that you have learned before or make some notes and everything for CSE fundamentals if you're not of a CSE branch.
Okay.
That would
Okay.
be really helpful.
Okay. That sounds useful for the non-CSE people. So what happened after the OA round?
Okay, so after the OA round, after 7 days of work, well, working 7 days, so we got a link for a tech uh, round.
Hmm.
technical round. The
Hmm.
technical round consisted of two DSA questions, as of I remember, which was 45 minutes.
Hmm.
So that would be basically medium to hard GFG or medium lead code only. I
Hmm. Hmm.
wouldn't say hard code. So it was medium to hard GFG only. That consists of two DSA questions for 45 minutes, which was then continued by a survey. So
Hmm.
that survey had many questions. Like that survey would might go on for 45 minutes. It
Oh.
had many, yeah, it had many HR based questions. Like
Haha.
we were given
Behavioral round.
situations,
Huh.
the behavior round. So we were given multiple situations, and they wanted to know our thinking basically, that how would we react in those situations. So these were like multiple option questions where we had to do what we are most likely to do. So there was a bar and we have to shift it. So we are most likely to do this or that way. So this was basically to check our behavior in those situations. After that, I remember you would complete it like in 45 minutes. It will take half hour to 45 minutes to complete this.
Hmm.
It does not have a time bound, I remember, to do it, but to do it ASAP.
Hmm.
Because I remember that the whole this technical round was something for 2 hours. I completed it before 2 hours, so I wasn't known that if there was a time bound or not. But make sure that you completed within 2 hours everything.
Hmm. Okay. Got it. And when was the final interview? The most critical part.
Yeah. So after this technical round happened, I guess some people got it just in 4 days or something, but I got it after 1 week.
Okay.
So yeah, after 4 days, I came to know that I was shortlisted from the technical round, and I had my interview. And yeah, so then the interview round started. So
Hmm.
for interview, I try to keep my interview as less burdened as I can. So I do not go mugging up all the DSA questions or summarizing everything that I have learned from the first year,
Hmm.
but I try to calm myself down, because the most important thing in an interview that I feel is the intention. uh, your intent. The interviewer always sees your intent. If you're willingly solving the question or you have the ability to solve the question,
Hmm.
they don't want an output that what your code can give, but what your mind can give.
Hmm.
That is what they look into it. So my interview consisted of two interviewers. One was the one who was asking questions, and the other was the one who was checking my code,
Hmm.
who was actually going into backend, copying my stuff, and then putting it somewhere to run it.
Hmm.
That was the other. He wasn't speaking, but he was there. So the interview started with a normal introduction. So
Hmm.
make sure that when you're introducing yourself, you cover like everything, because
Hmm.
they won't ask you again and again
Hmm.
about the resume or something. But make sure that you summarize your resume in a crisp format. Plus, you tell you if you're not of a non-CSE, just specify that you are non-CSE, so that they don't go into CSE fundamentals much.
Fundamentals, right?
Right. So they do not think that you must know everything that a CSE person should know. They
Hmm.
mostly they mostly cover the DSA part more. So after that, I think uh, when they asked about myself, I gave a short and crisp introduction of like 7 minutes. I went on for
Hmm.
7 minutes. I
Oh.
described my three projects that were there. My first tag, then my front end project, plus one more project that I did, plus how my journey went through from the first year, being from a non-CSE branch, how I learned DSA, what tech stacks do I know, what all the competitions I took part into, what clubs I was in, everything I summarized in brief.
Hmm.
Basically, my whole journey was summarized in brief in those 7 minutes. Make sure that you do it too, because I guess that my interviewer liked it when I
Hmm.
told everything in a crisp format. Okay. After that, we jump directly into the DSA questions. First of all, they'll introduce themselves, then you'll introduce yourself, and then we'll start with the DSA questions.
Hmm.
So there, as of I've heard of my friends who gave the interview too, there were like two types of interviewers. So for me, there was the main question, which was divided into three subparts. Now, this question was not directly picked up from any coding website, GFG or LeetCode. It was their Amazon made kind of a question only, because they gave me a scenario where they were using Amazon Web Services. So subparts. The first part was easier because I had to just create a set and then order it and then to return something which is like in the chat group, the ones who were speaking the least or the ones who were speaking the more,
Hmm.
we had to order it depending on their names and everything. The the other question means a question that followed was a medium level question, I would say, because I had to create a set of set, then I had to custom sort it, and then to keep it in a heap and take out the top of it. That
Hmm.
way I had the third question was a difficult one, but he did not want me to code it, so he just wanted to know how would I approach it. When I
Hmm.
told my approach to him, I guess it was like 35 minutes were already over, and the interview was had to go for 45 minutes. So just
Hmm.
10 minutes were remaining. And basically, interviews keep in mind that the last 5 minutes are kept for discussion. So only 5 minutes were left. Already two questions that I did were working. So the third question, he just knew my approach, and I told him if I could code it, but he said no, there was no need of coding. So yeah, that's it. So all the three questions, I told the right approach. Make sure that whenever you are giving an interview, you keep speaking what you are thinking.
Hmm.
Like
Think out
even if,
loud.
yeah, think out loud. Even if you are giving uh, a niche approach, let's say,
Hmm.
but keep speaking. As you hear the question, tell what's going in your mind so that he
Hmm.
can know that your mind has started thinking, you have understood the question, and
Hmm.
then in the process, you can modify it and make it more, workable, and you can reduce the time or space complexity of it. But
Hmm.
if you start with a niche approach, the interviewer will tell you that you need to, reduce the time or the space complexity, and then you two can work it out together. Not
Hmm.
it it's not just you, but you two will work it out together.
Hmm. So basically, they're just there for you to facilitate for the procedure, right? They're not there
Yeah,
to directly judge you, right?
yeah, they're not there to judge you, they're actually there to hire you, not to
Ah.
reject you. So
Hmm.
they'll help you at the places that you are stuck. They'll give you some key points that we want to look into if we are not proceeding with the question. It was still only the interviewers were good. At
Hmm.
the last, like 5 minutes were left, I guess, out of the 45 minutes. All the questions were completed.
Hmm.
So they okay. So they said that the interview was good and everything. Then they ask you one question that do you have any questions for me
Ha.
for the interview?
Ha.
So make sure that you utilize the question nicely so that your intention for getting into the company is shown. So
Okay.
what I usually do is to ask about the work culture
Hmm.
or something really related to the company which makes them think that I'm really interested in being in the company. Or basically what I asked was, what does a normal day at Amazon looks like?
Hmm.
So that was my intention. They were fine with it. I asked about their journey, how it was their journey being in Amazon. He was an SD too, so I asked about their journey, both of them. They
Hmm.
were nice enough to tell me that and all the things they faced and everything. What I have to keep in mind while I join back after the interview.
Hmm.
That way, the interview went well and means peaceful only.
Hmm.
So everybody was happy. Then we logged off. That's it.
Okay. Okay. And after how many days you got the final result?
Okay, so that was not a very long wait, but for me was a very long wait.
Ha.
So that was, I guess, 5 to 7 working days again. Like
Hmm.
after maximum 10 days, I got to know that I was selected. I got the congratulations mail from Amazon that congratulations, you are selected.
Hmm.
So yeah, after 10 days we
And
got
how was your
selected.
reactions of your loved ones?
Okay, so obviously I was waiting for the mail, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So me and my friends were just casually chilling out, and I was on my phone, and the email came, and I just saw it from the notifications. I did not even click on it, and it had congratulations, and I was whole numb. My whole body went numb. Okay, I couldn't feel a thing. I just took the phone, gave it to my best friend that was sitting next to me, and I was like, I don't know. Just look at it, okay?
Hmm.
And then they started shouting, and they gathered all the friends and the whole group around in the hostel, in the girls' hostel, and then normal girls' hostel stuff. They started playing songs and stuff. And in this whole process, I was the one who was the most silent one.
You are not able to
Because
process it.
I wasn't able to process it at all. A lot of emotions, a lot of feelings went at the same time. Happiness plus the whole hard work I put in from the first year, everything.
Hmm.
Then when I came into my senses a bit, I thought like I need to call my parents. Like
Hmm.
obviously I need to call my
Hmm.
parents. So the first thing I did after coming into my senses was call my dad, call my mom. Then they were also like shockingly surprised because they were the one who have always supported me but never let that thing that you need to get in here.
Hmm.
When I told them that I had the interview, they were like, "Ki, okay, if it goes good, if you get in, then good, and if it does not, then also fine only because you get a good experience. God
Hmm.
has planned something better for you." The same line every
Every parent
parent
tells.
says.
Huh.
So that was the thing. But when I told them, they were shocking. It was shocking for the whole family because obviously it was Amazon. The day a person feels like he needs to go into coding or be a software developer, so the first one of the first company that pops into the mind is Amazon. So it was a dream come true not only for me but for all of my loved ones.
Huh.
So yeah, that moment, that day was a roller coaster ride, hell of a ride for me.
Yeah. Yeah. One just last question to you, Shania. That what is the advice that you would like to give to our viewers, like how do about the coding thing, or the people who just want to start their career in tech?
Okay. So if you're a person who is preparing for some company like Amazon, so make sure that you are consistent.
Hmm.
Like consistency is the key. Maybe people have a lot good mind or something, but if you're not consistent, then DS is not a thing for you.
Hmm.
Because you forget you don't only forget the syntax, but the mindset that you get after the consistency that you give
Hmm.
to DS is all lost.
Hmm.
So make sure that you have consistency. Next thing I would say is make sure that you have a good peer group,
Hmm.
like people who have the same mindset, whom you can discuss this question, any
Hmm.
question that you give a contest. Maybe let's say you give contests together, code forces or anything. You can discuss the questions with them. You can have a healthy competition between yourselves. That hey, do you know this question? What was this approach? Did you try any other approach? Which structure do you use, and
Hmm.
everything like that. Next thing I would say that whenever you are preparing for questions, make your own list. Let's say that you are given an interview which is in a week, so you
Hmm.
can't go through the whole process that you did in the last 1 year. So make
Hmm.
sure that you start some questions that you are reminded of the concept of that data structure instantly, like some heap question that you know is the best, and
Hmm.
you can just start it so that when you want to revise heap or let's say stack or something, then you can just go to just that question and you're
Hmm.
reminded of the whole concept together.
Hmm.
Just keep some links handy of CSE fundamentals or something summarized all at one place so you can just go and look at it fast. Next, okay, this is the most important thing. So I have given a lot of interviews. Okay, so what I have seen a mindset not of just me but all the people is that whenever whenever a position comes out, we think that maybe we are not good enough right now to fill in that form.
Hmm.
Like we always have misconception, maybe what if I'm not good enough, what if I get rejected, because everybody has that thing that what if I get rejected. This trauma that comes after a rejection
Hmm.
is absolute, is what I can understand myself. So
Hmm.
make sure that a position or a firm comes in, just fill it blindly.
Hmm.
Do not think what people will say. Do not think what you think of yourself. Just fill it. Because what happens is the procedure of getting selected is not just based on your skills. It is largely based on your skills, but it is based on a lot of other factors, and you all know that
Hmm.
it's based on luck, timing, what all people filled with you, the places that are empty, what is the current scenario of the company, everything, and you cannot calculate it. So just fill it blindly. Just give the interview, I would say. And once you give the interview, what you need to take back is the interview experience. You
Hmm.
don't need to go back and to your Gmail and look at if there's a rejection, if there's a selection. No. give an interview and forget. That's it. Just
Yeah.
take the learnings that you got from the interview, and
Hmm.
that's it.
Okay.
Forget
Okay.
about everything else.
So rejections are a part of it, right? I'm sure that you would also have faced lot of rejections before actually getting into Amazon, right?
I have faced rejection at like every level, out of every big company, I would say.
Huh.
So some I got rejected in just the first round. For some, I went to the HR round and I got
Oh.
rejected. So it was all the part of a journey,
Hmm.
which makes you learn a lot. You'll cry the first time for sure. I cried my first time, but when you get up so strong that whatever comes your way, you'll be able to
You'll be
handle it
fighting.
yourself.
Yeah. Okay, so just the last thanking words to you, Shania, because you just directly said me yes, said okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Thank you, Gungun, for inviting me. I actually love to, share my journey because I know that what people see right now is just a person here. But how a person has got here is
Yes, yes,
this
yes.
graph.
Ah,
And to share this graph is the thing that if a person is, let's say, here, he has the potential to be here. Just follow the journey and believe in the journey. That is what
trust the
I want to
process.
say. Trust the process. That's it.
Okay, okay.
That is what I did, and that is what if everybody does, then they have all